Have you ever noticed that people who love dogs and people who love cats often seem a little different? When psychologists began comparing people who strongly prefer dogs with those who strongly prefer cats, they discovered something fascinating. The difference isn't just about animals, it's about how humans think, behave, and experience relationships. One of the most consistent differences appears in personality traits. People who identify as dog lovers often show stronger tendencies toward extroversion and social engagement. They tend to enjoy lively environments, conversations with new people, and activities that involve interaction. These are the individuals who might walk into a room and immediately start chatting with someone they've never met before. Social energy tends to come naturally to them, and they often thrive in group settings where communication is active and expressive. Cat lovers, on the other hand, frequently display higher levels of openness to experience and introspective thinking. Rather than being driven by constant social stimulation, they often feel comfortable exploring ideas, creativity, and internal reflection. Many of them enjoy activities that involve imagination, deep thinking, or personal interests that don't always require a crowd. It doesn't mean they are antisocial. Instead, their social energy tends to be more selective and thoughtful. A well-known study conducted at Carroll University found similar patterns. Participants who identified as dog people scored higher on traits such as extroversion and agreeableness, while cat people tended to score higher on openness and curiosity. In simple terms, dog lovers often lean toward social interaction, while cat lovers often lean toward intellectual exploration. It's almost like the difference between someone who organizes the group outing and someone who brings the interesting conversation topic to that outing. Another subtle but important difference appears in how people structure their daily lives and approach decision-making. Many dog lovers tend to prefer routine, structure, and clear systems. They often feel comfortable with schedules, consistent habits, and organized plans. Psychologists link this tendency to a personality trait called conscientiousness, which reflects discipline, reliability, and goal-oriented behavior. People with this mindset usually enjoy knowing what the plan is. They might keep detailed calendars, maintain consistent routines, and feel satisfied when life follows a predictable rhythm. In many ways, their thinking style favors order and clarity. Cat lovers often approach life with a slightly different mental framework. Their thinking style tends to be more flexible, exploratory, and creatively driven. Instead of relying heavily on rigid routines, they may feel comfortable adjusting plans, experimenting with new ideas, or adapting to unexpected situations. This kind of mindset aligns closely with openness to experience, a trait associated with creativity, curiosity, and imaginative thinking. You could think of the contrast like two different ways of navigating life. Dog lovers often approach life like a structured itinerary, clear steps, defined plans, and steady progress. Cat lovers, meanwhile, may approach life more like an open notebook, filled with ideas, possibilities, and room for improvisation. Neither approach is better than the other. They simply reflect two different psychological strategies for managing the complexity of everyday life. Before we move on, if you find this topic interesting, consider liking the video, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. It helps more people discover these ideas and keeps the algorithm on our side. Now, let's get back to it. Differences also appear in how people communicate and express emotional connection. Many dog lovers naturally lean toward expressive and outward communication styles. They are often comfortable showing excitement, enthusiasm, and affection in very direct ways. When they feel something strongly, they tend to express it openly, whether that means enthusiasm, laughter, or emotional support. This expressive style often translates into relationships that feel energetic and interactive. Conversations can be lively, reactions are immediate, and emotional signals are usually easy to read. For these individuals, connection often grows through active engagement and visible expressions of care. Cat lovers frequently display a slightly more subtle communication style. Instead of loud or immediate emotional reactions, they may be more attentive to quiet signals and emotional nuance. Small changes in tone, facial expression, or mood are things they tend to notice quickly. Because of this, many cat lovers develop a kind of observational sensitivity when interacting with others. They may take a moment to read the emotional atmosphere before responding. Their responses can feel thoughtful, measured, and sometimes surprisingly perceptive. In practical terms, this means dog lovers often communicate emotions loudly and clearly, while cat lovers often communicate them quietly but with great attention to detail. Both styles are effective. They simply operate at different volumes. Another psychological contrast involves how people approach independence within relationships. Many dog lovers enjoy highly interactive relationships where engagement happens frequently. They often feel energized by spending time with others, participating in activities together, and maintaining regular communication. The feeling of being needed or relied upon can even strengthen their sense of connection. Cat lovers, however, often value a balance between connection and independence. They may appreciate meaningful relationships, but still place importance on personal space, quiet time, and autonomy. Rather than constant interaction, they often prefer relationships where both individuals maintain a sense of individuality while still supporting each other. Psychologists sometimes connect these preferences to differences in attachment tendencies. Dog lovers may lean toward relational closeness and shared experiences, while cat lovers may prefer a dynamic where connection coexists with independence. This does not mean one group is more caring than the other. It simply reflects different ways of maintaining healthy relationships. In many ways, it mirrors two equally valid philosophies of connection. One philosophy emphasizes closeness and shared activity, while the other emphasizes understanding and personal freedom. Finally, these differences influence how people experience companionship itself. For many dog lovers, companionship often means shared experiences, doing things together, participating in activities, and building memories through action. They tend to enjoy relationships that feel active and collaborative. Cat lovers often experience companionship in a slightly quieter way. For them, connection can exist even in silence. Simply sharing a space, thinking, working, or relaxing alongside someone can create a strong sense of closeness. This difference reflects two psychological definitions of connection. Some people feel closest through interaction and activity. Others feel closest through calm presence and understanding. Neither form of companionship is more meaningful than the other. They simply represent two different emotional languages through which people experience relationships. In the end, the difference between dog people and cat people is not really about animals at all. It reflects deeper psychological tendencies in how individuals approach personality, structure, communication, independence, and companionship. Some people naturally gravitate toward energy, routine, and social engagement, while others feel more aligned with flexibility, introspection, and quiet connection. And sometimes, the animals we feel most comfortable with simply mirror those inner tendencies in ourselves. And that's it for today's topic. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you. I truly appreciate your time. Hopefully this video gave you a new idea, a new perspective, or at least something interesting to think about. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to subscribe because we upload new content twice every week. So there's always another idea waiting for you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.